beautiful kittens? My name is KinKade and welcome back, or welcome to my channel. You may be new. So today I'm going to be doing a story time about kind of my fuckboy experiences, because I feel like every girl has fuckboy experiences. At least one, even though I'm not really the type to like be around men like that. Like I have this bubble of like, don't fuck with me, so like people don't usually fuck with me. But if you know from my crazy roommate experience, I will link that below if you haven't seen it. You should definitely go see that. My crazy experience with him, yeah, he's a fuckboy. Dragon Breath is a fuckboy, but that was kind of like incidental. Like he was kind of like thrown in my life because he was my friend's boyfriend and my hubby's best friend at the time, so he was kind of given to me. This is the kind of situation where I met a guy online. I think it was online. I think it was on Facebook. And so we started talking and he was really nice at first and then turned out to be a major fuckboy. And here is that story. So here is kind of what happened with him. I need to give him an interesting name too, because I'm not calling him a fake name. I'm calling him something like Dragon Breath. So we're gonna call him the little Petunia. He's a Petunia. So Petunia, if you're watching this, Petunia, I highly doubt you are, but if you are Petunia, you are a fuckboy. Hope you got that straightened out. So Mr. Petunia. I met Mr. Petunia in 2012. I was taken at the time with my ex-boyfriend. This was before I met my hubby. Yes, I don't know why I'm talking like this. Yes, it was before I met hubby. This was before my job at Walmart. And time frame references. Man, I tell a lot of stories, so if you haven't seen my stories, you might want to catch up first so that you know, like, in time frame reference where this is. So this is about a month after my heart surgery. I had heart surgery of June 2012, June 20th, 2012. And this, I think, happened in July. Because, like, a week after my heart surgery, I was like, get me out of this house because of my, my parents and that horrible situation. If you don't know about that, I'll link that shit down below too. But I was like, get me out of this house. And so about a week after my heart surgery, I was like, bye. So I was, out of the house more, even though my collarbone was sticking out, like, and was all broken and it was painful to sleep on. Oh, broken collarbones are not a fun time, guys. Like, don't break your collarbone on accident or having someone do it because heart surgery. So Mr. Petunia came into the picture when I met him. I think it was over Facebook. And so he like messaged me and was like, hey, I don't remember how this, like, we started talking, but I guess we started talking. And I guess because he didn't be like, are you down to fuck? Because if like someone messaged me, are you down to fuck? I'd be like, block. Like immediately. I don't do that. Is demisexual. I don't do that. Sorry. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. So I guess he didn't do that. He was like, hey, you seem cool. And we started talking, right? And I think about maybe 2 weeks after we started talking, I think he came to my house and picked me up and we were going to go like hang out or whatever. And I was wearing my friend's dress because she had given me a dress that she had outgrown. And I was like skinny, like I was deadly underweight back when I was like 18, up until like age 13 to 17, I was like deathly underweight. Or maybe 19. I think 19 is when I started, actually eating food and gaining weight. But I was deathly underweight, so like everything that shouldn't have fit me did. So I was wearing her dress and he was like, oh, you look cute. And I'm just like, oh, thanks. And he was being like really sweet. And I was like, okay, you don't seem like a fuckboy. That's at least nice. So, we hung out and he started telling me that he wanted to go camping. And I love camping. Like, camping is my jam. I really love being outside in nature. So I was like, maybe we should go camping at some point. And I was like, well, as long as it's okay if I bring my boyfriend, because obviously my boyfriend's not just going to want me to go with some random person or whatever. But I mean, if you want to go with like a big group, because he sounded like he wanted to go with like a big group of people. And I was like, okay, well then I'll bring my boyfriend. He was like, okay, whatever, that's fine. And so everything seemed fine, right? And so me and my boyfriend, I will talk about him, oh my God, at some point, started having a lot of problems because, he has, I don't want to like be an ass, but he has like mental issues. And like, I sympathize with those mental issues. Like, I know he has depression, but I mean like it seemed way deeper than just depression. But anyway, so we started having issues because of that. And so I would like tell Petunia about it, and he's be like, oh, maybe you should just like leave him or whatever, and I'm just like, he has mental problems, like, I'm not just gonna leave him because I'm too fucking nice like that. Literally, when this guy was in like the mental ward and all that shit, I was like right there, like, we will get through this, don't worry. Oh my god, I was, do not stay with somebody just because you think you can fix them, because you cannot. I should have learned that sooner. So he's telling me to, break up with him and whatever, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. And so I remember I then go to this boyfriend's house for a week because my mom had just pushed me to the point of, I'm going to like kill you or myself. Like, that's not even an exaggeration. It got so unreal that I left for a week and I went to my friend's house, and my boyfriend was staying there at the time too. Him and I think his brother might have been staying there too. Or I think he didn't stay there. I think he went home to like to sleep and stuff. But he would come back and like hang out with us. And so it was just like his group of friends and me. I was like the lone female in a group of giant nerds. Yeah. And we would like watch Dr. Horrible sing-along blog and drink Mountain Dew, do really nerdy shit. And so I remember that Petunia one night after my boyfriend went to sleep, he was like, can you like come hang out? And I'm like, well, I'm not even at my house. Like, I'm at my friend's house. And he's like, well, where is that? And I was like, to be honest, I have no idea. Because I didn't know where this person lived because I hadn't been to his house that often at that time. Like, I had just met him because of, my boyfriend. So I had just met him at the time. So I had no idea where I was. All I knew was what city I was in. And so he kept telling me to like leave and go outside and like figure out where I was. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that my boyfriend would wake up and be like, where are you going? So no. Because I don't want him to like assume that I'm cheating. His thing was like assume I'm cheating like 24/7. I couldn't be around any other dude without him being like, you're cheating on me. And I'm just like, I'm demisexual. Calm your tits. Like, that's not how that works. Trust me. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. And so he ended up getting like really upset with me for not doing that. And I'm just like, okay, that's weird. Whatever. And so he got mad, and then like the next day he was like, I'm sorry for getting mad. And I'm just like, okay, Petunia, whatever. Because it's like, he's just my friend. Like, if you're gonna be weird, then like be weird. Like, I didn't have like any sort of connection to him. Like, we could have just stopped talking and it wouldn't have been that big of a deal because like I didn't owe him anything and like I just met him. So I don't even think he lived in the same city as me. I think he lived in like a few cities over. So he would have to drive like a really long way to come like get my ass. Eventually, I think I ended up going back to my mom's house. I went back to my mom's house at that point, and so I told Petunia about it, and he was like, well, why don't you just come live with me? I have an apartment. And I was like, okay. I mean, I was in no position to like argue, to be honest, because I just was so desperate to get out of my mom's house. It was unreal. So I was like, okay, sure. Like, what are the terms of this? Because I couldn't work yet because of my heart surgery. Like, my collarbone was still sticking the fuck out. So I knew like for sure that I had to wait, even though I had to wait actually a year, and I didn't know that, I was like, I'm still healing from heart surgery. Like, I can't just go get a job right now. And he's like, okay, that's fine. You don't have to work. And I was like, oh, what's the catch then? And he's like, you just owe me sex every night. And I'm like, Satan, no. Go back where you came from. That's when I was like, out. I am out. Like, you are not going to use that as a way to get me to like live with you. And I was like, but I have a boyfriend. He's like, it doesn't matter. Like, you would still be living here rent free, so you have to like give me blowjobs and like have sex with me like on my command, and I'd be like, so basically I'd be a sex slave. No. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm not doing that. Like, the thought of that disgusts me. I'm gonna just go now. And he's like, wow, I thought you were different. And I was like, same to you, buddy. Same to you, Petunia. Thought you were different too. Didn't see that coming at all, to be honest. Like, he gave me no indication that he was gonna be like, yeah, let's just have sex all the fucking time. Like, that was straight out of left fucking field. Like, whoa. So that's when I was like, no, I'm just gonna no thanks, like, awkwardly leave the situation. And he was like, okay. Well, then he got really mad. Like, I don't know, like, fuckboys get really mad when you turn them down. But like, newsflash, fuckboys, we don't like to be used as toys like that. Sorry. Not sorry, actually. Take that back. So he got really mad and he ended up like blocking me again because like he blocked me the first time after he got mad because I wouldn't like go tell him exactly where I was. I don't know. Like I thought that was like a fluke kind of thing where he got mad. Like maybe he was drunk or something. So I just was like, oh, you're just being dumb, whatever. Like I didn't want to believe that he was being a fuckboy at the time. But then he pulled that out and I was like, put it back. Go. I need my fuckboy be gone spray. No thank you. So then he blocked me and I think he tried to like talk to me again like maybe a year later. And I was like, don't bother. I don't want anything to do with you after that because I was with my hubby. So like he would rip your balls off and shove them down your throat. Like, sorry. So if that's like the biggest like, I remember that to this day, like him being like, yeah, you're gonna fuck me like every day. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Try again. Why? I don't get it. So message to the fuckboys, don't send us dick pics. Don't ask us to be your sex slave. Don't assume we're gonna be your sex slave. Like, females are much more than just vaginas and boobs and asses. Hate to break it to you. I don't deal with that shit, and you really shouldn't either. Like, no female should be made to feel like they owe somebody sex or like they are required to do certain things because they're a female. Like, fuck gender roles. You know, I'm half male. Like, I hang out with guys, sit around and play video games, drink Mountain Dew, and eat processed shit. And then I wear makeup and wear dresses on occasion. That makes me a girl. Yeah. That's about all that makes me a girl. Is makeup and dresses and, oh yeah, I like to cook too. But like, I don't do those things because I feel like I have to. I do those things because I fucking like doing it. Like, no one's gonna tell me that I have to do something because I have a fucking vagina. Like, I was given it because of biology. Like, my parts don't define who I am, so I'm not gonna be no one's sex slave, and I don't owe anybody jack fucking shit. That's just how it is. So let that be a lesson to all the younger females, because I do have a somewhat younger audience for me being 23 years old. You don't owe anybody jack fucking shit. And you can tell those fuckboys to sit on a thumbtack and rotate. And your haters too, because I've said that before. You know, fuck the haters. Fuck the fuckboys. Oh, not literally. Never mind. Take that back. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, beautiful kittens. I love you guys. If you like this, please like and subscribe. Click the bell icon to get notified of when I upload. And make sure you follow me on my social media. I'll leave it listed below, and it was in the beginning of the video. And I love you guys oh so very much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!